The peregrine is an aristocrat in its own right. Appropriately known as Prince of Falcons, its relationship with man may be traced back 2,000 years BC, when falconry was practiced by the ancient Chinese some 4,000 years ago, eventually reaching this country in the 8th century. By the 12th century, falconry was the sport of kings and the nobility, and it was at this time a royal decree was made. A peregrine is for a prince. The peregrine appears to have flourished for centuries, though suffering somewhat from the activities of some gamekeepers, pigeon fanciers, and egg collectors. The magnificent rust-red egg, hardly done justice here, has always been a glittering prize for the collector. During the Second World War, the peregrine was suspected of intercepting military carrier pigeons and was almost completely destroyed along the south and west coasts of the country. Certainly it does seem abundantly clear, unless real meaningful protection by law quickly comes about, these hills, the ancestral home of the peregrine, may soon cease to echo that wild, harsh cry. The peregrine usually, though not always, chooses an eyrie well up in the face of some lofty crag, be it remote hill country or coastal, often using the same site year after year, a position commanding a good view of the hunting territory below. A peregrine suddenly rose over the brow of the hill and swung low across the sky, twisting and turning with half-closed wings and calling angrily. We watched her performance with admiration and intense elation, for this was exactly what we were looking for. The peregrine's eyrie, containing 3 young, almost fully fledged. This was a discovery indeed. 3 active young peregrines in one eyrie is quite unusual these days. If an eyrie is found occupied at all, there may be 1, possibly 2 young birds. For there to be 3 was exceptionally good fortune. The eyrie was sited in a small cleft in the otherwise smooth vertical rock face. It was the perfect, inaccessible eyrie. Here comes the falcon with a kill. With 3 hungry mouths to feed, both tersel and falcon may well be hunting, though in my experience the tersel does by far the most hunting, and usually passes his kill to the falcon, for her to deal with the young. Now this eyrie was on a narrow ledge, about 30 feet down the face. This time there were 2 young peregrines about 10 days old. This is a truly wild peregrine falcon feeding her young, with the prey firmly gripped in her 2 huge, powerful yellow feet. The choicest morsels are rapidly stripped off and gently offered to the young. Here the needle-sharp hooked bill is being expertly used in the precise manner for which it is designed, to strip flesh from bone. Powerfully built and beautifully streamlined, the peregrine is perfectly designed by nature for her particular type of predation. Yes, the peregrine is indeed Prince of Falcons. And now for our 3rd and last eyrie. The peregrine's eyrie was again sited on a narrow ledge on the crag face, and contained a single young bird. The eyrie is simply a rough scrape, often among plant life, as in this case. The ledge is barely 2 feet wide, and there is a truly frightening fall over the edge. Yet few young birds appear to come to grief this way. The falcon came in to brood, and to literally cuddle the young bird, showing all the care and tenderness so typical of falcons, and place him in a much warmer place, then to direct a most penetrating glare down my lens. A meal has been taken fairly recently, judging by that enormously full crop. But even so, young peregrines appear ever ravenously hungry, and I have not the slightest doubt he will give a good account of himself if given the slightest chance. Notice the huge feet and powerful legs. They seem quite out of proportion at this stage, but are, of course, the adult's most deadly weapons of attack. Nondescript he may now appear, and difficult to imagine ever becoming so handsome as his proud parents. I hear the unmistakable keening call of a peregrine with prey, so very close. I prayed she was sitting on the rowan branch with the kill. And there she was, presenting me with my finest picture of a peregrine falcon. The aristocrat in her natural habitat. The proud, fearless, elusive hunter of the hills. And so we left the hill for the last time, escorted away by the falcon, to whom we felt a strange indebtedness for allowing us, however unwittingly, so intimate a peep into the private life of a peregrine falcon. As if aware this was our last visit, she bid us adieu in the grand manner only a peregrine can. She climbed vertically with half-closed wings, then dived at a breathless speed. She soared, twisted and turned, the complete mistress of the air. The peregrine is our largest and finest resident falcon. May it long remain so.